Okay. We're now live.
Okay, we're going to call this meeting to order. This is a special meeting for the Barron County Fiscal Court. This is April the 2nd, 2021. Barron County, third floor of Barron County Government Center. Madam Clerk, you call the roll, please.
Jeff Botts,
Here.
Trent Riddle,
Yes.
Carl Dickerson,
Here.
Tim Coomer,
Here.
Mark Bowman,
Here.
Dennis Sarton,
Here.
Billy Houchins,
He's muted. You're muted, Billy. Yep, he gave us a thumbs up. There you go.
Michael Hale.
Yes, thank you. So what we have on the agenda today, and this is the only thing that we have, this is a time sensitive, is the authorization for Transportation Department to purchase asphalt paver and authorize the payment for the purchase. I had sent our operations manager, Scott Taylor, to, I believe it was Kenton County. They have one for sale. He took a local guy that's ran a paver for several years, Mr. Mousy Lloyd, and to help look at this and to see if this will be a good fit for our county. They run coal mix through their through this machine, and that's what we want to experiment with here. There's the picture of it right there, so you guys can see it. It is going to auction, and the reserve price that they have set is $15,000. Not sure that it'll bring that. It might bring a little more, but today we just need to set a fee not to go over, and then give Scott that opportunity to go and maybe try to bring this home. So take any questions you guys have. Mr. Lloyd looked at it. He feels like it would be a great starter machine for us. It doesn't need as much as they said it would need, but we want to experiment with this on some dead end roads in our county and see if this will work for us.
What model is it?
Now, you know, we were talking about that yesterday. I'm not sure how old it is. I'm thinking it's about, Scott said it may be 20 years of age.
What does new cost if they make that size?
Well, we have looked at others like this. Most of what we look at, there's several in Florida, ranging anywhere from 42 to 70 some thousand. Scott said it seemed like the more north you go, the cheaper they get. The more south you go, the higher they get. So I feel like it would be something for us to at least try and try to get some of these roads sealed up or with their coal mix. I think it'd be something different. Kenton County, obviously it works for them. They run both asphalt and coal mix through theirs. So Kenton County keeps coming to my mind.
Scott told me Harrison.
Well, it's Harrison County.
What's the width on that, Judge? You know,
I believe it's 10 foot.
8 foot closed up.
Yeah. 8 foot closed, 10 foot width.
I thought he said it'd go 14, 15 if it's spread out.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
They had one that was bigger that they had just bought that would go, I think, 14 or 16. This is a small one here.
Judge, this is Jeff. What did you say possibly a new one would be again? I know Carl asked that, but I didn't hear that.
I'm not sure exactly what a new one would be. I think Scott said somewhere around 160,000 for a brand new one, but used like this can be anywhere from 40 to 70 south. As you said, the more north you go, it gets cheaper.
I would make a motion not to go over $75,000. That would be my motion.
Too high.
Yeah.
Too
Yeah, I don't think it needs to give that much.
We got to start somewhere as far as a limit. If he's going to drive all the way up there, it don't mean it has to be that much.
What,
Can we go?
how many hours does this machine have on it? Do you know?
Susan, do you have that there at the office?
No, sir, I don't.
You know what
Let
kind
me
of
see if I
engine
can
it
get a
has?
hold of Scott.
You know what kind of engine and powertrain it has in it?
We'll get Scott on the phone. They looked at it, drove it, ran it.
I think it's a great idea that we do look into getting one. I think we could really use it.
Let's, anybody want to second this motion or so we can discuss?
I thought Scott told me when he went up there that 20,000 would have bought it that day.
No.
That's what I understood.
No.
Yeah. Well, I bet it don't.
I don't know, Judge, we're sitting here talking about money. Would it be possible for somebody from Harrison County be listening to us and know what we're talking about and find out about this? Can we go in closed session and talk about this, or can
I
we?
don't think we can. I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Yeah.
County attorney, what do you advise there?
I agree with you, Judge. I don't think that's something that would qualify as an exception to the Open Meetings Act.
I mean, if we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. We're just
And I would say, if Scott was to keep in contact with the judge and they use their discretion, it's what we need to give for it, because I haven't seen the machine. Scott, none of us here have seen it. Scott has. And the judge, have you seen it, Judge?
No, I've just seen the picture.
And them just use their discretion. I don't think they're gonna spend the county's money unwise on something like this.
So have you got a hold of him yet?
Yeah, he said on the hours, the counter had stopped, so he wasn't for sure exactly how many hours it had on it. And as far as the motor, he said that he couldn't remember the exact name, but he said it was a Japanese brand.
Can we just, I'd like to make a motion that they use their own discretion and try to purchase this. Or do we already have a motion?
But you have a motion on the floor to not go over 75,000, but we don't have a second for that.
Any seconds, we can talk about it, vote on
Yeah,
it, Judge.
we do.
I'll make a second, I'll second. We talk about it, vote on it.
This here, we have a second. This here is showing a 2008 on this model. 2008 model. It is a diesel engine.
I was told that they run about 35 miles a year with it. Is that right?
Kent, I couldn't tell you that.
You know, guys, I'm all about it. I mean, and I have been for quite some time, but I feel like we can do better than this. I think we can buy a better machine than this. There's a lot of questions about the machine, the hours, and those guys are selling it because they've used it and, they're upgrading. And I just feel like if we're going to do this, we need to start with a good machine. I'm not feeling real good about it. It's not something I would buy. I don't think it's something I would buy personally, that I would invest my money into. So I don't know that I'd want to invest the county's money into this particular machine. I think that, when we start talking about reliable pavers, I'm thinking about 75, 100,000, I'm thinking about a real good turn the key and go paver. That's where I'm at on it.
You know, guys, the county had a paver once upon a time, and for some reason it was retired back several years ago. Not since I've been here, but I'm pretty sure when David was judge, they had a paver. And he wanted to keep it. For some reason, they retired it or quit doing it. And so I don't know, I'm not a road expert, but if you've got a $15,000 or $20,000 machine you can play with, and then you can hop in there full bore if you see it's going to work out all right for you. And a paver is a paver is a paver, Trent. I understand that, but I don't know when we start using it, whether if it'll do what we want to do, then I'm saying let's see what we've got and then upgrade after that. It's my thought, but you know, everybody's got their own opinion.
And we've reached out to both Scotty's and Johnny Storm Paving and asked them if we could run the cold mix through their paver. They've declined, both of them have declined. And we just want to see how this is going to work. And we don't know until we try it. So I'd hate to invest in a brand new one and find out it's not wrong. Or,
you know, I'm all for doing cold mix patches and hot mix patches instead of chip and seal patches. And my understanding is that where this would be taking us? Is that correct?
that's correct.
Yeah.
Try to get
So
away
I'm all
from
for
chip
that. If y'all are like me, a lot of the complaints that we get is when we patch with chip and seal on Blacktop Road. That's one of the biggest complaints that I get.
Well, has anybody put the pencil to it, what we're gonna save if we buy a paver and do it ourselves, or if we hire it done?
Well, I don't know that it's much. I think it's going to be about the same, but I think we're going to get better coverage and sealage of the road, and then not have as many complaints when the road starts bleeding all that oil. So I just think you get a better quality of coverage. Plus the chip sealer, at some point we're going to have to get rid of that thing. Parts are obsolete for it now.
And this would completely do away with the chipper if this works well, right? I mean, we wouldn't even.
That's what we're trying to move towards, just getting out of the chip sealing business.
The difference in, I'm pretty ignorant on this, is the cold mix and the regular paving blacktop, the hot stuff. If we decide to do any of that, can we purchase that from Scotty's or
We can. You can.
it's just better quality when it's hot, right?
What they tell me.
So will not all pavers run the cold mix?
As far as I know, they do. What I've learned about it.
Well, I'm definitely for getting away from chip and seal, that's for sure. But if we're going back to equipment and invest in one, you know, we need something that's going to be dependable.
Guys, I don't know how many of y'all know Mousy Lloyd, but Mousy laid blacktop for, my goodness, forever. And I would say he knows enough about the machines to know whether it's something that lasts us a few years to see where we were. And then we could, if we wanted to upgrade or the court after us wanted to upgrade after that, they could. It's just my thought on it. And so if we voted on the 75,000, we vote on it, then we can make motions whether to purchase this or whether to give the judge and the Scott discretion and whether to buy this or not. If we feel like it's a good buy, just my thought. So we got a first motion and a second. Do y'all want to vote on whether we, the 75,000 limit. Yeah, whether to call a question, we must vote.
Okay, roll call vote.
Squire Riddle,
No,
Squire Dickerson,
No,
Squire Coomer,
No,
Squire Bowman,
No,
Squire Sarton,
No,
Squire Hutchins,
no,
Squire Botts,
yes,
Judge Hale.
Yes. So that fails.
okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we look at purchasing the machine for, and setting the, if the machine is in working order. Okay, my motion would be if the machine is in working order at the present time, that we, set a limit on the machine at $15,000.
Okay, that's your
If
motion.
it works, if it's all, everything about it works.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
if you're not going up there with $15,000, you might as well stay home.
yeah, I don't believe they get it for that.
Do we have a second? I believe I stated there at the first, the reserve's already set at 15,000. So.
So that's what they'll let go.
If they don't get that for it, then they're not gonna
Right.
sell.
Right. I can't see a herd of people running up there to buy it. I think you can buy it for the reserve.
Do we have a second on that? Motion dies in a second. Would anybody consider just 25? Just do 25 and hey, that's it. Put a limit on it.
I'll make that motion. I'll second that one.
Motion 25, Billy, second by Mark. Discussion. Roll call vote.
Squire Dickerson,
Yes,
Squire Coomer,
yes,
Squire Bowman,
Yes.
Squire Sarton,
Yes,
Squire Hutchins,
Yes.
Squire Botts,
no,
Squire Riddle,
No,
Judge Hale.
Yes, motion passes. Okay. We need to, motion to authorize the payment.
So move.
Mr. Coomer,
second,
second by Mr. Botts. Any other questions? Roll call vote.
Squire Coomer,
yes,
Squire Bowman,
Yes.
Squire Sarton,
yes,
Squire Hutchins,
Yes.
Squire Botts,
yes,
Squire Riddle,
no,
Squire Dickerson.
yeah.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
so
Make that
moved.
motion.
Hutchins, Sarton, consider yourself adjourned. Thank you.